Hello everybody, this is Garden Jen. I just wanted to show you my pantry, just to show you what I do to cook a wholesome meal that helps us lose weight and feel great and feel full and not have all that junk stuff that really inhibits your body's functioning. So in here is my pantry. It's pretty narrow, but it's got a lot of shelves. And you learn to work with what you have. My husband built a couple more shelves for me so I can put my cookbooks and stuff in here. Because our home's tiny, it's quaint. So we just make do and find places to put things. All of our items are in totes because we have furry friends that aren't so friendly. We have mice here out in the country. So we use totes to keep items from being eaten. But anyways, in these totes we have a variety of things. I have beans, and then I have some dates back here. These are some dates. I really like these. These are almost a year old, I think. I bought them when they were on sale. These are whole dates. It's cheaper to buy them whole than it is to buy them pitted. You can pit them yourself quite easily. But if you can find ones pitted that are on sale, go for it. I mean, no big deal there. Anyways, we got lots of beans. These are pintos, and then orange lentils. I really like the orange. They work great in soups and things. I do have regular green lentils in the back there for making loaves and stuff. The color is just not that great, but they taste the same. It's just a color preference on what you're making. And here I have 3 different flours. This is the most processed flour that people typically buy. This is unbleached all-purpose flour, and I have this to use in a mixture with the whole wheat flours to lighten the item that I'm making, whether it's bread or pancakes or something. It helps lighten it up a little bit so it's not so heavy and dense. But then we do have the whole wheat flours here, and I have some more in another area. And then lots of canned goods, and you'll notice one of the most important things there, no salt added. If you can get that, that's great. It helps again with not putting so much junk in your body. And that tote there, we have pastas and things like that. We keep them in the tote again because of mice. Mice love pasta. And then we have potatoes, and this is onions. I bought these guys when they were on sale. These are big sweet onions. And what I do with these guys is I'll buy them when they're on sale, a bunch of them, and I'll dehydrate them. That way we'll have them for later use, because onions don't last too well in the pantry before they start sprouting or rotting. So I cut these up, dehydrate them, and we have them for the rest of the year. The biggest thing here is to buy things when they are on sale. I mean, I have a lot of food in my pantry, and I'm on a very tight budget. So we buy what's on sale when it's on sale and get a bunch of it at the time. Like these garbanzo beans, I think I picked them up for like $1 a piece. So again, I stocked up on them because $1 a piece, I can spend $2 and get 8 cans, and that'll last me a little while. And then down here, I have totes. These guys here of that's oats. I have quick oats up front because we use those most, and then in the back those are regular old-fashioned oats that you use for other items. And I buy them in bulk. Again, when I have the funds, I go buy the big bags because it's cheap that way, and this will last me 4, 5, even 6 months. So it's well worth it to do it that way. And then I have friends at Whiteville Farm, good friends of mine right there. This is honey that I get from them when I have the funds, because it's local honey, and if you can get local honey, that's the best for you. It actually helps with your allergies and things, because local honey the bees make from the local flowers, and so it's kind of helps your body build up the antibodies to fight the allergens that you may have to those flowers. Anyways, so that's that. I have sweet potatoes here. I buy them and I'll make chips out of them because we love sweet potato chips. Let's see, popcorn. Love our popcorn. And we buy it from a reputable source, so we know that it's not GMO'd popcorn. It's basically organic popcorn most of the time. Sometimes we don't get the organic, but still it's GMO free. It's bought from a reputable source. Here we use peanut butter, but again we use as close to natural as we can. And this has quite, it doesn't have a lot of ingredients in it, and I can't get it to focus. So, but it's got sugar and oil and salt and molasses and the peanuts, and that's it. And that's what we like. Some of the other ones you can buy only have peanuts, and that's fine if you like that. This is another favorite that I use almost on a daily basis. As you can see, I got quite a few back here when they're on sale, because this guy's like $5. Or when I have a surplus of funds I can put towards groceries, I buy these so I have them, because this gets used a lot. This is a vegetable bouillon base. It's in a paste form, and it has a lot of great flavor, and so I use it a lot. And then up here, these are herbs that I grew from my own garden and dehydrated. That one's not marked. That's probably lemon balm. Let's see what else we got here. We got comfrey leaf. This one I actually bought because I don't grow comfrey here. Comfrey can be quite invasive, so I don't grow comfrey. But I get this at our local co-op store that sells bulk herbs. So I got comfrey there. And then elderberries. Again, I just started growing an elderberry bush, and next year I should have my own. But I buy them from the co-op, and then I save them. But burdock. Burdock is a weed, and you don't want to mess with it because it can be very invasive too. But if you have a place where you have burdock that's not getting insecticide or pesticides or gunk from road grime, go ahead and harvest the roots, because it's very good medicinal purposes. And then this is another favorite that I like to use, V8, because it has more than just tomato juices. But as you can see, again, low sodium. There's a lot of sodium in V8. A lot. I think it's like 600 to 900 milligrams, and that's just too much. So I make sure I use a low sodium, and I use this for like goulash and chili and things that would use a tomato juice base. This is what I use for it. And again, get it when it's on sale. I don't generally get the store brands of this because it just doesn't turn out right, doesn't have the right flavor, and so I do go ahead and buy name brand when it's on sale. And so that's what I have. There's some pasta there. Again, I do have some items like pasta that I get from the store. This isn't whole grain, and some people argue you should have whole grain, and I don't argue with them. But when you have a family that's kind of picky, you pick your own battles. And for me, it's not worth the battle of getting whole grain pasta when I can substitute or I can make up for the lack of nutrients in the whole grain pasta with making sure that I have wholesome vegetables and things that are cooked with the pasta to make up for the nutrient deficiency. So again, if you're finding a family that doesn't eat healthy, pick your battles. If it's pasta that they don't want to eat whole wheat, no big deal. Just make sure you add more fruits and veggies that are wholesome, and just pick your battles wisely, and it's really worth that. I'll take you out to my kitchen. My kitchen's gonna be messy because I am in the middle of cleaning and reorganizing, so forgive me. So try not to blind you too much. So this is my kitchen, and it's tiny, but we're making it work. You gotta figure out what you need and what you don't need and work with it. Right now I'm cooking some rice. We're going to have enchiladas for lunch today. So we're cooking, again, it's white rice. I do use brown rice when I make loaves and things, but white rice works for our family the best because it's less dense, it's less chewy, it's just less ick for my family. So that's what I do. And then again, I make up for the lack of nutrients in a processed item like white rice by adding more wholesome things to it, like whole refried beans that I make myself, or plenty of fresh vegetables that go with the dish, things like that. So I make up for the nutrient lack that way. I'll move this guy out of the way and try not to get burned. It's very hot. Right now I have my spices in totes because I'm going to be moving them, and keeping spices and things in totes helps to keep them from falling all over in your pantry or your cupboard anyways, because those little bottles get knocked over, get moved around, get lost. Oh, looks like the rice is done. So anyways, and I'm going to be moving that again when I figure out where I'm putting it. And this is my ginger plant that I was growing this year. And I moved it indoors because it is a tropical plant. And it threw up all these little shoots. These shoots are only about 2 weeks old. And so this is what you get from it. This is the ginger root. It's a rhizome. So before I plant that in the garden next year, I will actually take a big chunk of the rhizome from that plant out and then replant the little what's left. Okay, this is my baking cupboard here that I've been reorganizing. So I'll just show you that. And here is the ginger that I was talking about. When it's on sale, I'll buy a big root or a couple, and I'll dehydrate them using my dehydrator back there, and store them so I can use them later. Ginger can mold quite easily, and so in order to keep it around long term, I dehydrate and put it in there. And then I have some more honey up here from my friends at Whiteville Farms. Love it. It's good honey. Like I was telling you, the onions I dehydrate that I put in here. I do the same thing with celery, which I don't know where it went right now. Oh, it's right here. Celery. Celery can be expensive, and it doesn't last very long anymore. It lasts maybe a week before it gets dry and, or not dry, really wimpy and just nasty. So I dehydrate this. This little amount here is actually 2 bags worth of celery. So again, when it's on sale, when it's like 99 cents a bag, or even cheaper sometimes. Sometimes they'll be like 50 cents if they have a really good crop. I'll dehydrate it and I'll save it for later use. Chicken seasoning is a very important part of vegetarian cooking. It's actually called chicken-like seasoning because it has no chicken at all. This is just a bunch of spices. You can buy it if you want to from a store, like a Whole Foods store, health store. But I make it myself. It's not that hard to make, and it's actually cheaper for me to make it than to buy it. And then right there's the yeast flakes. That's used in the chicken-like seasoning. Yeast flakes is used in a lot of different things. And that's nutritional yeast flakes. It's not the yeast that you use to make bread. That's that. And then up there I have tapioca. That's a really good thickening agent. I have some garlic powder, a big jar of it. Again, if garlic's on sale or if you grow it from your own garden, you dry it out and then you pulverize it and you get your garlic powder. This is one of my favorite brands for getting pure cane sugar. This is not the really processed stuff that you get from the store. This is pure cane. It's basically just, I forget how they do it. They mush up the canes and then mix it with a little bit of water, and when the water evaporates, you're left with the sugar crystals when they harvest that. Anyways, that's what I use besides the honey and maple syrup and things like that for my garden. So that's how I cook around here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something today. Have a great day. This is Jen from Garden Jen's Journey. Bye now.